Today on the channel, whatever you do, don't go messing with a country boy with the Walmart exclusive Saturday night's main event line, Series 1, Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, back again for another WWE Mattel Elite unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something brand new, a brand new wrestling figure line. It is the Walmart exclusive Saturday night's main event line with Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan. But of course, for all your wrestling needs that are not Walmart exclusive, make sure you hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And this one surprised me a little bit. These are going up in that big collector spot, the Collector's Center. That's in the Action Alley at Walmart. So we did a video talking about it a while ago. Check that out if you missed it. But these are earmarked to go there. They all are Walmart exclusives. It's perfect for the holiday season. We know Walmart, and there's going to be a lot of other exclusives on that gondola as well. But it is the Saturday night's main event line for the first time ever. A very cool subset, very cool idea for a line. Almost kind of reminds you of the Coliseum collection, how they've kind of transitioned a little bit into maybe Bone Crunchers, Titantron Lives, things outside of Coliseum collection. Because Walmart historically the last few years have had the Monday Night Wars as their elite subset. Now they're moving into something else with Saturday night's main event that opens up a lot more real estate as far as action figures go, going way back to the early 80s. All the way to today with the Saturday night's main event. So they can put old talent, new talent, classic talent, all points in between into this sub-series. And as we're seeing right here, we're getting the most out of our molds, especially with the Hulkster over here. You're not having the traditional elite style packaging. It is very cool, old school kind of card art. Reminds me almost of Marvel Legends and their Toy Biz inspired packaging. You got kind of that feel going on. And I can see a lot of collectors out there, hey, I got a new line. I'm going to collect these Min-On cards. It's going to be a new sub-series for me to collect. Min-On card that looks different than traditional Elite. So there's a lot of stuff going for this one here. But I will say Series 1, I think the big star of Series 1 is Hillbilly Jim. Go way back to the infancy of Mattel as our last Hillbilly Jim figure. Now here we are over a decade later. Can you believe that? We're finally getting Hillbilly Jim back in the line. Really looking forward to hopefully a Coliseum collection Hillbilly Jim in the future. And there's a couple other looks, and you can get the one with the t-shirt under the overalls. I think there's a little bit of meat on the old Hillbilly Jim bone. What, Tom McFarlane? You want to get a Harley Davidson figure. Of course, one of his great gimmicks from Memphis. Let's get that Harley Davidson, Mattel. Let's get after it. But let's get after this review, and let's do it like we do all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Let's leave Hillbilly to the main event. Let's start with the main eventer of Episode 1, Series 1, Episode 1, Saturday night's main event. It's the Hulkster. Of course, when a lot of people think of Saturday night's main event, they think of Hulk Hogan. I remember as a little kid being there live in person when Boss Man vs. Hogan happened inside the cage. Zeus made his appearance. It was a wild time for little Kyle as a little elementary school student to get to watch that live in person. But this one goes all the way back to the Bob Orton match from Saturday night's main event, episode number 1. Got the Hulkster glamour shot looking only like a Hulkster could look back in the 80s. Saturday night's main event, a very classic looking logo. Mattel down here in the corner. What else we got? 8 and up on this one. You 7-year-olds, you can't handle this Hulkster. But you 8-year-olds, you're welcome to touch him, fondle him, do whatever you want with him here. But not a lot going on here. Very kind of minimalistic as far as elites go. They've dialed back, they being Mattel, have dialed back the elites a little bit over the last couple of years here. Cost savings, follow the money, as we always say. You get a soft goods shirt, you get some extra hands. That's about it. You get the gold chain as well. On the back, you get a bunch of jibber jabber down low. You get the UPC, you got the cross sell. We'll unbox CM Punk and Jey Uso in a future video. Stay tuned for that. Hulkster, once again, looking only like the Hulkster could look. Got the little bio over here. What's it say, brother, about the Hulkster? Height 6'7", 302 pounds, from Venice Beach, California. Beautiful this time of year, Todd. I was there about 7 months ago. Walked up and down Venice Beach, dodging drug needles, dodging weightlifters and skateboarders. It was a wild time. Event date, May 11, 1985. I got a cowboy hat on Venice Beach, Todd. Remember that? I got that cowboy hat. That was a great time as well. On the first ever episode of Saturday Night's Main Event, Hulkamania ran wild all over Cowboy Bob Orton in the main event for the WWE Championship. And he did run wild. It was a mess, let me tell you. It was a messy one. But let's get the Hulkster out of the package here, a little clamshell style. Gonna go in through the back door. Hulkster would appreciate that, I am sure. And there it is. Look at that. Saturday Night's Main Event packaging. See you later. Goodbye. And of course, you got to have the plastic prison here. There it is. He's all locked up in twist ties, brother. We got to free him. We got to free the Hulkster. He's got Bob Orton to take on, and we'll get a little comparison. And I brought Bob Orton here to the dance, so we're going to bring Bob Orton out a little bit later here. I'm here for it, of course. Bob Orton, the father of one Randy Orton. The more you know, folks, the more you know. I'm sure nobody knew that fact. Nobody knew that fact. Just me. And I shared it with all of you. You're welcome. Oh, let me tell you. And there it is. See you later. Goodbye. Let's get down to the business with the Hulkster right here. What do we got going on? Let's straighten him out a little bit first before we dive into these hand accessories. We got a gripping hand and a fist of fury right out of the package and a wayward twist tie. Get it off my table. But we got a fist of fury and a gripping hand right here looking good. Then you got the same thing out of the package. And then we got a double up. What you gonna do, brother? We got the hands going on here. Looking pretty good. It's the Hulkster, brother. We got that going on. But now let's get into the Hulkster here. Have to imagine we've seen this head sculpt, a time or two, maybe a dozen times. Maybe something like that. Or is it brand new? I can never tell. We've had so many Hulkster heads. So kudos to Mattel. I wish they would give Cody Rhodes some of that same treatment. We need some new heads for Cody. But it's similar, maybe a little bit different on the Hulkster. We do got the headband on this one. White headband is removable. We've seen that in the past with some of these heads. You can kind of slide that in the hair there. Looking pretty good. It says Hulkster in white. Looking pretty good. Got those big old eyes on the Hulkster. Got the push broom mustache. You know he's ready for business. Not quite bald all the way at this point here. So looking good as far as that does go. But it looks like the Hulkster. I think everybody would say, yep, that's the Hulkster right there. He does got that chain around his neck. Is that the same chain we've seen numerous times with the Hulkster? I believe it is. But it's a bronzish color this time, I guess we'll say it. And speaking of bronze, we got a very tan Hulkster. He's got that hot dog grill roller tan going on here. You know I'm here for that. Looking very good. And then you got the Saturday Night's Main Event tank top here. He's ready to go. He's ready to party. It's even slit in the back, Hulkster style here. Of course, you would wear this to represent the first ever episode, really trying to make its mark so they can get more episodes, which they did. Still going today, as we know. But looking good here. It is a real shirt, so you'd have to take it off like a real shirt. It doesn't have the Velcro on the back and stuff. Besides that, getting into the body, we've seen this Hulkster body a time or two, haven't we? Gotta get the most out of your molds, as we like to say. We got the white wrist tape here. You got the bare arms, got the yellow trunks, the yellow boots, the red knee pads, got those big, tall Hulkster yellow boots as well. Arms all the way around on this one, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows, playing all the hits right over here at Walmart today. Hands removable, back force, side to side, head back force, side to side, removable. You could theoretically grab one of your extra Ultimate Hulk Hogan heads and slap it on here if you want to, if you're into that kind of thing. Beautiful ab crunch. Sometimes you get the Froggy style ab crunch. This is nice, smooth, and beautiful on this one. Waist is really good. How about the legs? Leg splits all right for me. Goes up for the big boot, brother. We're hearing that. How about this one? Going up for the big boot. Look at that. No Vietnam bounce back, so you know I'm happy. Thigh cut there. Double jointed. Pinless knees. Playing all the hits. The Hulkster's playing all the hits right here today. And then you get the boot cut, ankles, up and down. A little bit of back and forth, side to side. So the Hulkster playing all the hits. I guess the only negative I have with this Hulkster one is his necklace here is kind of looped up on it. So might just have to flip it around and then we'll be as good as gold, I think, on that one. But the Hulkster rides again. Makes sense to put him in this line. I'm sure it's not the last time we're going to see the Hulkster in this line either. There's so many different Saturday Night's Main Event attires from Hulk Hogan. Have to imagine they'll dive in pretty deep. So if you're a Walmart fan, you're a Saturday Night's Main Event fan, hey, it's a match made in heaven once upon a time. Like Macho and Elizabeth, Todd McFarlane. But that's the Hulkster. Now we go over to the true main eventer. We're going over to a country boy right here. Mudlick, Kentucky's very own Hillbilly Jim. And once upon a time, Todd McFarlane, I had a boss, and he was from Kentucky. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. Or Louisville. And that's where he was from. I said, oh, you're from Kentucky. Do you know about Mudlick, Kentucky? And he looked at me like I had four heads going on. I don't think he'd ever heard of Mudlick, Kentucky. Is it a real place? I'm pretty sure it's a real place. but I guess not everybody knows all the towns in their state except me. I don't know. Anyways, long way to get here. There's old Hillbilly Jim, Saturday night's main event. Very happy to get Hillbilly back in the line. This is going to fill a lot of holes for a lot of collectors, I can imagine. So very good to see that. Mattel, WWE, Saturday night's main event, Glamour Shot, 8 and up. You 7-year-olds, you can't handle this Hillbilly. You 8-year-olds, welcome to those overalls. Get on in there. That's what I'm going to tell you. Here's Hillbilly Jim looking good. Elite, Saturday night's main event. Tail of the tape, got the blurb, got the cross-sell, got the jibber-jabber, got the UPC. What's it say about that Hillbilly Jim? Height, 6'7", same height as Hulk Hogan. From Mudlick, Kentucky, 320 pounds. Event date, April 28, 1990. On April 28, 1990, Hillbilly Jim stepped into the ring to show Earthquake why you don't go messing with a country boy. And I definitely remember that. I was at my grandma's out in the country. Very fitting for a hillbilly, of course. But I was out there watching that, and I remember just thinking, man, I haven't seen Hillbilly wrestle in quite some time. I don't think he's going to get past the Earthquake. And guess what? Your old buddy Kyle was right. He has predicted the future. Should have bought a lottery ticket. I wasn't old enough at the time, though. But Hillbilly, he fought a beautiful fight, though, as he always did. Hillbilly always went down rocking, as we know. But not the greatest win-loss record for old Hillbilly Jim. And around this time, you remembered him more from... what was it, on USA on Sundays? See you later. All-American Wrestling. Wasn't he on there with Mean Gene all the time? That's kind of what I remembered Hillbilly from around then. There it is, that Hillbilly. And we'll do some Hillbilly comparisons. We're going to bring out all the Hillbillies here in a little bit. It's going to be a Hillbilly party is what we're going to do. I don't know, we're going to grab some Hillbilly Holler, an off-brand of Mountain Dew. Have you ever heard of that? Hillbilly Holler. It's a wild one. It's a cheap store brand Mountain Dew. It's delicious, let me tell you. Or I haven't had it since I was a kid, but I'm sure it still holds up. I'm sure it does. And this would be perfect to pair with your Regium Godwins if you want to. If you pick those up from Mitch over there at Hassel Toys, maybe an opportunity. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Hillbilly Jim time. Let's mess with this country boy a little bit here. We're going to start with the hands. He's got 2 splayed out hands. And am I the only one here that liked it when Hillbilly would dance? I thought he was a heck of a dancer. I think he was ahead of his time in a lot of ways. I could just see him out in the moonshine still and just dancing around a fire or something. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, the humanity. We do got the hat here. What do you call this hat? It's not quite a bucket hat, but it's one of those hats you just see those stereotypical Southerner hillbillies do. They have it on their head and they pull it off and they wipe their brow with it maybe and they slap it on their knees and they put it back on. It writes itself, really, is what it does. But an interesting one, a light brown, where the other one was a little darker brown. As I said, we'll do some comparisons here in a little bit. But he's got his hillbilly hat. He's ready to go. And then you got Hillbilly Jim. He's smiling, that toothy grin. He looks good. He's a happy hillbilly. Got that big old beard there, of course. Got that long curly hair. You know, I can see somebody in this video is going to say, Kyle, you look just like Hillbilly Jim. It feels like if anybody has a beard and long hair, they always say, anybody ever tell you look like Hillbilly Jim? They tell me I look like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I get that a time or two. AJ Styles, Big Show, Cowardly Lion. Even get Hugh Grant every once in a while. I don't see that anymore. But back in my youth, people used to think I looked like The Miz. We've done this Rolodex before. We're not going to do it again. But Hillbilly Jim looks good. I know who that is. Somebody hands me this. I say, well, there's that old hillbilly. He's ready to party for sure. And he's got his lucky horseshoe. Didn't he get that from his grandma or something like that? But he's got that beautiful bronze horseshoe there. And then you get into the overalls. Overalls looking very, very good. A little bit more detail on this one. You got the painted on, I guess we'll call it painted on, zipper and all that, and the buckles there. Looking good, a little bit more high class. Got the Velcro in the back, I'm assuming. Yep. He's got the black trunks down here. So maybe it is a 2-in-1. You can make him Harley Davidson if you want to. He just needs the Rob Halford hat and the glasses to be him. But looking good there. You do got the boots down here with white laces and black on the boots. Articulation identical to the Hulkster, so we don't really need to walk through that again. And we even got the pinless knees and elbows on this one. So you know those are the hits I like to hear about and play with and all points in between. Looking very good. Really no issues. This is Hillbilly Jim. You think of Hillbilly Jim, you close your eyes. This works. And for a lot of collectors, maybe you, this is going to be the defining Hillbilly Jim in your collection. I don't care if they're making any more Hillbillies. This one, I'm good with it. I don't need 5 Hillbilly Jims in my collection, which I can respect that decision, but it does look good. And Todd, look it up. Does Hillbilly Jim still have his show on Outlaw Country on Sirius XM? It used to be a great Saturday night around the moonshine, of course. listening to Hillbilly on Outlaw Country. I think he came on either before or after Shooter Jennings, of course, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings' son, if I'm not mistaken. So that was always a good time on a Saturday night. And then you'd tune in for the Opry, and man, you're just living that country life. Let me tell you, get a little Jack Daniels if you get really wild after 9 o'clock maybe, and then you get ready for church the next day. We know how it goes down south. We know what we're up to. And speaking of South, I'll be at the Titans Toy Expo here in October. I'm headed to Tennessee, and you know, you're the only 10 I see. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're the only 10 I see, but I will be at Titans Toy Expo in early October. Check out Titans Toy Expo. Come see me. There you go. But there's Hillbilly Jim, but we're not done with the Hillbilly flavor here. We got Hillbilly Once Upon a Time. Definitely some differences here. A little shorter. He shrunk in his old age, so it's a shorter Hillbilly Jim, but you do got all the bells and whistles of the new articulation. Looks to be the same horseshoe there. The hat is the same, but colored differently. Head, very similar, but it is different. And then you do get the black elbow pads on this one. So playing a lot of the same hits here, but different, of course. This one is much, much improved. If you're only going to have one Hillbilly, I hate to say it, this probably isn't your Hillbilly. This is going to be the one you want there. But very, very cool, and just devalued a one that a lot of people were looking for. It's like Akeem and Rick the Model Martel are the last two standing that haven't been re-released. Have to imagine it'll happen eventually. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but one of these years. If you keep guessing it, it's going to happen eventually there. But looking pretty good. And I did forget to bring out Cowboy Bob Orton to go with the Hulkster here. So some 80s and I guess early 90s classics here with Hillbilly Jim, Hulk Hogan, and Cowboy Bob Orton here today at the table too. Saturday night's main event, Series 1, hitting Walmarts right now, apparently. As I said, I found them today at my Walmart. So if you're after them, you know what to do. You know what to do. But what's your thoughts on Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan? You picking these up? Passes? What is your plan? Have to imagine the majority of people are going to get Hillbilly because they probably don't have them in a collection. You probably got a lot of Hulk Hogans. You might be Hulkstered out, but who knows? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to this very YouTube channel. You know we got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Your best way to support the channel. You get early access to videos like this, bonus content, Q&As, you name it. It's all headed over there. Check out the pizza reviews, Todd McFarlane. Support the channel, of course. Sir Paul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. So for Saturday night's main event, Series 1, Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We got it all the way to go, and it sure